Moving on, Malawi's former president says women's leadership around the world is under siege and that more is needed to put as many women as possible in positions of power. Joyce Banda was Malawi's first female president and Africa's second. She is now a visiting fellow at the Center for Global Development in Washington. Her research focuses on women's political leadership and girls' education. She spoke to Africa 54's Hayde Fitzpatrick, who asked her how Africa can pave the way to gender equality.
Most of our countries on the continent of Africa don't have the capacity to achieve equality between our boys and girls and our men and women. But the second most important thing that is coming out within my research are the traditions and culture. The harmful traditions and culture that look normal at household level, but that are affecting our girls in their progress and their attainment of education. My research is looking at the household. How is this girl child being treated? By the time she goes to school, as far as I'm concerned, she has already lost out. She has already been disadvantaged. You are a fellow African just like me. Why is it that African women grow food, harvest, store, process, cook, and then men must eat first, best, and most, while women eat last and less? Why? We need to get as many women as possible into positions of leadership. Not only are they role models, but they focus more on issues of women and children.
Is there anything you wish you had done that you weren't able to do, didn't have time to do?
Before I appointed my cabinet, I set up what I called the Presidential Initiative on Maternal Health. In 2 years, we were able to reduce maternal death from 675 per 100,000 live base to 460. The African Union gave us an award for that work. For the first time, the Solicitor General of Malawi was a woman. 2 governors of the Reserve Bank, Deputy Commissioner of the Inspector General of Police, 8 district commissioners, 100 appointments. So I have no regrets. That's what I'm trying to say. That I did my part. Because you can only provide the tools to protect the women. The rest is up to them.
Do you see a rise in the number of women presidents in future on the continent, or do you see that number dialing back or staying the same?
The number of women presidents shall rise, not only in Africa but globally. The challenge is not to get women to go to State House. The challenge is to support women get into State House, become presidents, but stay there. That's the challenge. So what you find on the continent of Africa, South Africa alone, Malawi, everywhere, are capable women that have the capacity to take any position in government, including State House. And they're just sitting there, they're not being given the opportunity.
Why?
Women's leadership is under attack. That's all I can say. Look at what happened to Julia Gillard, Thailand, Philippines. Look at what happened in Myanmar. Where do you stay under house arrest, run for election, your party wins and you're not president? Look at what happened in Zimbabwe to a vice president who everybody thought was going to take over. Now she's being accused of being a witch. So go all the way to Argentina, Brazil, Chile, and maybe end up here. So I have hope that women shall be elected to the positions. But perhaps what you and I should discuss next time is what can we do to make sure that when our fellow women get into leadership, into State House, they stay.
That was former President of Malawi, Joyce Banda, speaking to VOA's Hayde Fitzpatrick. Ms. Banda will be live in studio with Shaka Sali on Straight Talk Africa. That interview will air at 18:30 UTC. Be sure to tune in.